By pulling down the heavens, we're going to try to set our mind. We're going to do a bigger one. You're going to lift up, you're going to gather energy from the earth, from the sky. You're going to look at your back hand, and now you're going to turn. Now the other hand's back. You look at that hand, and then as you breathe out, you bring that energy and push it down into your navel. So we're going to breathe in. This is called pulling down the heavens. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Then we do a couple of movements just to kind of, this is kind of our warm-up. We're just trying to get our body ready. So we do something called shake the 9 gates. A gate is a joint where the energy gets stuck behind the gate. So you open the gates. So the gates are hip, knee, ankle, shoulder, elbow, and wrist, and upper, lower, and middle back. So you're shaking. So we're starting by shaking our hands, trying to get blood to go out to our fingertips. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to keep our hands shaking, but we're going to lift our rib cage. This is starting to get into our middle. We're lifting our rib cage and our shoulders, then dropping them down into our internal organs. Our arms are just loose, so they're shaking because our body's shaking. Now we're going to go back and forth, and trying to squeeze, kind of like you're wringing out a towel. So we're turning side to side. Your hands can be hitting just under your ribs. And then you want to turn your neck too. You want to warm up your neck. So as you turn, you pick, and you want to use your eyes to wake up your mind. So you turn, pick a point, and then you look at that same point as you turn. And then as you get warmed up, you can try to bring those points together. So if you can, you end up with one point, so you're turning 360 degrees. Okay, so we're going to do another one, which is called, this one is flinging sleeves. Sorry, I'm trying to see if I was in the camera there. So you're throwing up and down. So this is lifting your rib cage up and going down. So we're just, it's like you're picking an apple behind you. Once again, we're twisting your center, trying to warm up those internal organs, get some fluids flowing. Okay, so let's see what we got on here. Shake, I guess fling sleeves. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of breathing to try to just focus our minds a bit. And we're going to do what's called 3-sip breathing. So you have 3 energy centers. We're working on the middle 2 now by twisting. So you're going to breathe in. It's like you've got a beach ball. You're breathing in, filling that. Breathing in some more, filling the second beach ball. And then finally up above. So that's 3-sip breathing. So you're going to breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. We're going to hold for 4 seconds. And you're going to breathe out, and then breathe out. And when you breathe out, the last one, you kind of squeeze a little bit. You're pulling up your perineum, pushing down your diaphragm, squeezing the ribs. So we're going to taking that energy we got and pushing it into capturing it behind our navel. So we'll do 5 sets. So breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. Going to hold for 4 seconds out. And breathe in, in, in. Breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Focus on your breathing, but try to relax your body. You're trying to calm your nerves. Breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. One more. Breathe in. Relax your shoulders. Breathe in your neck. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. Okay, so now we're going to do a couple exercises which mainly focus on twisting our center. So you're going to step forward. I'm going to step forward this way so you can see. So my legs aren't behind each other. You want to have a channel because you don't want to be unstable. So if you look from the side, the front knee is bent and the back leg's straight. What we're going to do is it's called grinding rice. You've got a millstone, you're turning the millstone. So if you're looking from the front, you're here. Your hands are like you're on a millstone, so your hands are staying at the same level. They're turning the millstone with your waist. You're not turning it with your arms. Remember, we're trying to get the waist turning. So go on an angle here. So here, what you want to do is you're doing a big circle. So your weight's coming forward. You're pushing that millstone out. Now you're pulling it back in on this side. Okay, so we'll do 9 big circles with your hands and twist. You're twisting your waist. Remember, we're trying to get those internal organs going. I'll say that was 5, 6. Breathe in. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Now what we're going to do is you're going to come back and you go the other way. So you're going to go in the other directions. So you're breathing in as you pull in and then breathe out. Have a nice so you're doing a big circle. You're not doing a little circle because we're moving our waist. We're trying to twist at the waist. So breathe in. We're going to do 3 more on this side. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. But now we don't want to be asymmetrical, so what we're going to do is you're going to put the other leg forward, right? Remember, you're keeping a channel so that when you switch, if you don't have a channel, when you switch, you're going to fall over. So you can have a channel. We're going to do the same thing. You're pulling, you're pushing out, you're turning on this big circle, and then you're coming back to your navel. You're staying on the same level. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Big circle. Once again, you want to make sure you're turning your shoulders. We're shifting back and forth as we do it, but remember, we're turning at the waist. We're trying to massage our internal organs. We'll do one more in this way. Now we're going to reverse direction. Big circle. So you can just do these as these are kind of vigorous. You're twisting, you're shifting back and forth. But like I said, you're trying to massage your internal organs here, get the fluids flowing, get any stagnant fluids out of there, let fresh fluids come in. All right, this one also, this seems very simple, but it's actually pretty hard. There's a whole set of movements where you just trace a figure 8 with your hand. What can be hard about that? What we're doing is we're going to put our feet, you're going to bend down and your knees are bent. So your feet are like at 45. So you're here, it's like you're sticking your butt out. Okay, so, and then what we're going to do is going to make an 8 in front of us. So you want to be on a wall. So you're not coming in, you're tracing it on a wall. So if you have a wall, some of us have walls. I know not everybody can afford them, but if you get close, you can keep your hand on the wall when you're doing it. So you're tracing. So you're going down, trace an 8, come back. Now your hand it's following. So I got to get rid of my rug here. So here, now we want to also build up our lower body. So you want to be reaching down and up, but you don't want to be doing this. What you want to do is you want to be lowering and raising your waist. So you're tracing the 8 on the wall. Now we want to use our waist. So what happens is you come over, and when you come down, you turn your hand over, so you have to like make the 8 by using your waist. I'll try to do it this way so you can see a bit. So you're going up and down, but you're turning. This is actually a very complicated movement. So if this is the first time you're getting it in, it's okay, but you want to be moving your body and not just your arm. So you want your knees to be going up and down. So your waist is staying in the same area, but you're going up and down. We'll do 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Of course, we've got to stand on the other side now with the other arm. So once again, you're tracing on the wall. So your body should be moving your arm. In Qigong and things, you don't want to just use your arm. You want to be going up and down. I find this one, if you want to keep your back pretty straight, your hand stays on the wall, remember, and it's turning over. Okay. I want to do that 108 times on each side, but we're going to move on to the next thing, which is called Serving Teacups. So this is it's very similar, but what you're doing is you're trying to get your body in. So you're holding a teacup and you're giving it to people, but it's a teacup full of hot tea, so you can't turn your hand over. So what you can do, you can start without it, but what you can do is, like, if you have something a little bit heavy, you bring it under, and then we'll start it with the small one. So you're going up and down. So this can be, if you do it slowly, this can be very good with your arm. So you bringing it in, passing, it's like you're handing it to someone behind. Now you're going to come up, and to turn over, you have to lean back. And now you're back where you started. So you offer it to someone behind, then you have to come over, but because you can't turn your hand over, you have to lean back. So you're getting a lot of action in the middle of your body. I'll try going here. So you're holding it, you're offering it to someone behind, but now you got to come back and keep your hand. So yeah, you turn over and then come back, and you're back where you started. So you're here. So this is one. There's like dozens of different serving teacups ones. But this one, if you do it, you're really twisting your upper body. Under, up, down, come up. You can ask questions about this. There's a chat room, or you can ask questions, leave questions in the comments, and I'll try to answer them if you have questions about this. But this is, of course, you got to do the same thing. You got to do both sides. So you're holding the teacup. Now you're offering it to someone behind. Now you're bringing it around. Now you're going to find out you're asymmetrical. So there. So you're here. Pull it in, pass it under your armpit to offer it to someone behind. Now the part where you really have to lean, so you have to keep it flat. So I have to like look up at the ceiling as it passes overhead, and then I come back. So I'm here. So this is Serving Teacups number 1 over. So you're hand should always be facing the ceiling. So here, then it's up. Now your hand should continue to face the ceiling. So that's why I have to lean back so far. So we're here. It passes under. I guess I'll do it this way. Passes under, and then to get it over the top of my head, I have to lean back. So my body is doing this. Do 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I've used these little bags if you just do it with your open hand, you can cheat without realizing, because you can like turn over here. If you hold something in your hand, but it's better to, in theory you could hold a teacup, but they're kind of light, and besides when you drop them it makes a mess. So I find these are best. They're a little small bag with a weight in it, because that way you can make sure you're keeping your hand in the right position, because if you don't, then of course this happens and it drops. So anyway, so this is to build up flexibility in this direction, and once again, it massages your internal organs. All right. So we're just going to go. We've been going over kind of doing hand massages. So what we're going to do is, I'll just go over again today so you can kind of remember which points to move on your hand. It's instead of acupuncture, where they use needles, you use your hand. So we want to just get some blood to go out to our hands to start. You can also do this one where you flick your hands to the side. Okay, so I forgot to focus the camera before. Okay, so the places you work on your hand is first, you can make like a little, like you're trying to get somebody's nose, and you put that up. We're going to just massage. You should massage all the fingers, but because it's in the fall season, we're just going to massage the middle fingers, which is the index fingers. When you do this yourself, you should do all the fingers. You can rub, circle 3 each time. Then when you get to the end, you try to squeeze, and it kind of pops as you go out. Okay, so then to do the next one. And then pop. Like I said, normally I would do all 5 fingers, but it's running a little bit late, so we're gonna, once again, massage the joints, and then at the end, the meridians, your energy highways, end and begin, half of them end and begin in your fingertips. So by doing this, you're stimulating energy flow through your body, as well as trying to draw blood to your hands, so that if you have arthritis or any kind of hand problems, you can help with that. And then, okay, the other thing I do is what you're doing is you're trying to hit the fingernails against each other, because like I said, that's where half the energy meridians start and end. So you just loosely is trying to stimulate to get energy moving to your fingertips. Now you're gonna just massage like the center of your palm, go up your lifelines. We'll just do a few of those. Do 5, 4, 5. The other hand. So the other point is you go here into the webbing, and as you go toward the back where the 2 fingers meet, there's a little indentation. You massage that. This indentation, Hegu, it's for controlling pain. So if you have headaches, you rub this point. So I use the tip of my thumb so that I can get it. It's a little bit uncomfortable when you're doing it, but that means you're in the right spot. Let's do the other, make a few circles on the other side. So like I said, if you go back here, you feel there's like an indentation there. And if you rub that, it's unpleasant, but you're actually activating the meridian at that point. Okay, the other places is just, you have meridians around your wrists. So if you I just loop around and just rub them. Both sides, 2, 4, 5. And then the other point on your hand is you put 3 fingers up and then on the crease, and then there's a point there. This is the point that is for if you get nauseous, you can massage this point here. You see people sell bracelets that go on your wrist with a little like copper piece of metal there, and it presses that point to keep you from getting nauseous when you're on a boat or the airplane. Okay, and then do the other one, put 3 fingers up. You're right in the middle between the 2 bones. There's like a small indentation there too, so you just rub that one. You can circle 5 times in one direction and 5 times in the other. Okay, and then just shake your hands out again to try to get blood to go there. So that's try to see, my hands kind of itch now that I did that, so that usually is what happens. All right, it's already 11:30 and there's still 4 things on the list. So what we're just going to do is we're going to go to the energy, collecting the energy. We tried to stimulate energy flow, and by doing the movements for the center, we tried to build up some energy, then we tried to get it to flow through our body. So now we're going to just try to gather the energy we built and keep it for the rest of the day. So what we're going to do is you take one hand, put palm up just at your navel. The other hand's going to come up. You're going to breathe in. And then as you breathe out, your hand's going to come down the center and pull that down. So you're gathering the energy that we built, breathing in. And then this hand, as you breathe out, you come down and collect it in your navel. We'll do 5 each side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, we're doing abdominal breathing, so just near your navel. Breathe out. One more this side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, now you're going to switch hands. Breathe in so you can visualize like gathering white or golden energy from the environment, from our field that we just energized with our movements, and then pulling it down, gathering that energy, and then pulling that energy down through our body and collecting it at our navel. 3 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then breathe in, breathe out. We're just going to do a few more things. You're just going to rub your stomach. Now when you do this, when you're rubbing your stomach to try to get that energy, capture the energy, get it through your movements, you come up on the right side and go down on the left. So I'm not mirroring you right now. You should be going up. You want to go up on the right side. This is the way the food moves through your stomach. So up, over, and down. So you're like making a big circle around your navel. It's going over to the side. You're breathing in, breathe out. So up on the right side, down on the left. Breathe in, breathe out. One more. Breathe in, breathe out. And so now we're going to leave our practice room. So we're going to go out through the door by pulling down the heavens again. So you're breathing in, breathe out, breathe in, gathering energy, just relax, breathe out, try to collect it in your navel one more time, breathe in, breathe out, and then body mind.